Hi everyone, it is Kristen from the Blue Lady. I thought I would try something different. Today I'm going to read you my blog about the start of what I'm just going to grow everything that I eat for an entire year, starting now, which I'm not going to start until January 1st. But I thought, I would try something different, and you guys, please subscribe, please like the video, please comment. If you like this, it'll just encourage me to get a new camera, which is, I'm sure it'll make us all very happy to get a new one, because the one I have is awful. But I'm going to start with this, and then we can hopefully this will be a new format for me. So here we go. This may be the absolute most difficult thing I've ever done, and for a whole year. In starting this endeavor, I'm fully aware of the challenges I'm facing. This is why I'm going to document about 6 months in advance in preparation for what's to come. My preparations this year will in every way affect my success with this project in the coming year. My goal is to eat only what I grow and produce myself on my 2-acre property. This has been something I've always wanted to do, and I hope I'm up for the challenge. I have only a very few exceptions and a few rules to get me through this journey. Rule number 1. Once a month, I can barter something I grew for something else. The item I receive, however, must be grown or produced by the person I'm bartering with. For example, I cannot barter with my neighbor for milk that she bought from a store. I can also barter something I make from scratch or something someone grows or produces. For instance, I can trade a wreath I make from scratch for a gallon of milk produced by that person's cow or goat. One exception I'll have to consider is water. We have public water here. I will be drinking and using tap water that's not produced by me or on this farm. However, I will use rainwater as much as I possibly can. Exception number 2 is salt. I have no way of producing salt on this farm, and I live nowhere near salt water, so I'll be using salt that I buy in for preserving, pickling, and fermenting. I am starting my 1-year journey on January 1st, so I will be relying on food I preserve in the next 6 months to get me through the winter. Over the next few months, I'll try to keep lists of what I think I'll need to survive until I start producing greens in the spring. I'll have to stockpile herbs and leaves that I dry to use for teas and coffee substitutes. No coffee. Canning, freezing, drying, fermenting, and storing food in the cellar. This is the time I need to grow as much as possible to preserve what I'll need. I will not be buying in anything except salt and water for my preserving needs, so my herbs will come in handy for flavor. I'm sure you're wondering why I would even do such a thing. We have so much abundance in this country and so many things to choose from, so much convenience, but why would anyone care about growing everything on site? Well, one reason is because most people are convinced that it's not possible. And I hate it when people tell me what to do. So I'm in defiance, sort of. Another reason for doing this is that there is so much abundance and so many things to choose from without even thinking about it. We're not doing ourselves any favors by importing virtually everything we eat from hundreds or thousands of miles away. In my cupboards right now, I have coconut oil from Indonesia, chia seeds, which has a label that says product of Paraguay, Peru, Argentina, Mexico, and Bolivia. Green olives from Spain, olive oil from Italy, tuna from China, organic brown rice from Argentina, banana chips from the Philippines, and hazelnut spread from Germany. That's just the stuff in my cupboards that's from outside this country. It doesn't list the many, many, many different and quite far away states some of the other food is coming from. This is a wake-up call for me as I'm writing this and going through my present food supply. If I can get just one person to go through their pantry and pay attention to where their food comes from, I'll have accomplished something indeed. If you think it's not a big deal for us to buy food in large quantities from far away from our gardens, think again. and think. Think about the fossil fuels used to grow the food in huge fields. Huge fields need tractors and big machines, which all take gasoline of some sort. Processing takes water and fuel. Packaging is almost always plastic, which is made from, can you guess? Yep, petroleum. Transporting from farm to factory, and from factory to distributor, and from distributor to grocery store, and from grocery store to your home all takes fossil fuels. I even mentioned GMO foods and the pesticides needed to grow them, and the additives that come from somewhere in processed foods. Now think for a moment that I'll be using what I grow, when I grow everything I consume for 1 year. I have no need for a tractor or large machine, as I'll be using a combination of methods to grow my food, such as straw bale gardens, the Ruth Stout method, which is covering the soil with straw to retain moisture, suppress weeds, and add fertility, and the Back to Eden garden technique, which uses wood chips or any cover for a no-till process of growing. Even though the straw we use is not grown on our property, it is grown in the same town as us and is brought in one trip all at once. We've used our lawnmower with a tow-behind tiller for spots in the garden that we've run out of covering or straw, but it gets used once a year, maybe twice a year, for about 15 or 20 minutes. I don't know how much gasoline that takes, but I bet it isn't even as much as I use to get back to the shop and back. I'm also using nothing but water on my gardens. I mean nothing but water. I have no use for insecticides, fungicides, herbicides, chemical fertilizers, soil additives, or anything else I have to buy in. When needed, I use the compost from my chicken run. The chickens eat a very small amount, and I mean small amount, of organic grain. The rest is bugs, worms, vegetation from our property. I use some straw, which composts and fertilizes in place. There's no miracle grow. None. Ever. We use wood to heat the house, and we spread the wood ashes in the garden to supplement the minerals. The containers I'll be using for canning, freezing, and pickling or fermenting are made of glass, and I've saved them over the years. Most of them are canning jars I've purchased at yard sale in this town or the next, so there's not much footprint there. I'll use a bit of electricity for canning and freezing. I'll use my rocket stove outside for much of the canning, wood fire from wood grown right here, and in my cellar the house has a dirt floor. Perfect for keeping root vegetables nice and cool. So the many reasons I'm doing this is because people say I can't. I'll be creating less of a use for fossil fuels, chemicals, pesticides, and GMOs, and another thing, my health. I'm curious to see if I can carry on as a healthy person eating only stuff I grow here. No health food fads, no supplements from other countries, no protein except for what I can barter for or what eggs my chickens can produce, no sweets, no exotic fruit, no grains, no alcohol except for my wild yeast wine that I make here, no coffee, no oils. I'm defying the FDA's food pyramid, and I'm going with what people have eaten for centuries before the industrialization of our food. My very least and secondary reason for doing this project is to lose a few pounds. Of course, my priority is to be healthy, but skinny and young is always a bonus, right? In the next few months, I'll be updating and writing lists of things I'm preserving or putting up for the winter, as well as what I'm growing and planning for the coming year. I'm so excited about this journey, and I hope you'll come along for the ride. I'm sure we'll both learn some new things in the process. Until tomorrow, thanks for watching, you guys. Please subscribe. Please like this video, and if you have any comments or suggestions, please, please, please leave them in the comments, and I will always, always, always write back to you. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I'll talk to you soon.